Hi foodies, today's recipe is my fiance JR's mom's chicken cacciatore, and we are making it for his sister for her birthday. Happy birthday, Jennifer. So we got this recipe from Jen, and we're trying to get her other recipes from his dad. But sadly she's not with us any longer, so it's really important to preserve recipes, which was the whole crux of my channel. So we're using diced garlic, diced chicken breast, that was onion, green pepper, and mushroom, tomato sauce, stewed tomatoes, and some flour to dredge the chicken in. So everything's diced, and I'm going to talk more about this as we go. So I've washed my hands, and now I'm going to, the only addition to the recipe that I'm going to make is I'm going to add a little bit of pepper to the flour. I'm not adding salt yet until I see how salty the tomatoes are, and then I'll go from there. So I want to talk really quickly. You know, some of you who may follow my channel or who know me personally, know that I am Italian. So if you see cacciatore, you're probably thinking, oh, this is going to be a really authentic Italian thing. It's not, and that's totally okay, because JR's family is not Italian and we're American. So most cuisines are adapted to fit the American palate. So a recipe like this was probably very common back in the day. JR's mom made this for the kids in the 80s. So this was probably something she found in a magazine or in a cookbook. Is it authentic? No, it's not. Is it something my grandmother would make? No, it isn't. And that's perfectly okay. I do not want food police coming into my comments and saying this is not how my Nana would make it, because this isn't about your Nana. This is about mine and my loved ones' Nanas. So that being said, I've seen that all over the internet when people post food videos, and it's really kind of irritating, because these are recipes made with love, and these are the memories that we're trying to invoke for our loved ones and the recipes that we all enjoy. And so I know that people can comment on that. Right now I'm only getting porn bots as commenters. I don't have anybody commenting on my stuff, but that being said, this is a very basic cacciatore, and you can argue it's not even traditionally, it shouldn't even be called cacciatore. I don't care. You can argue that all day. This is for my loved one and his family, and this is the whole point of my channel, to put my recipes online. My daughter's still chasing down her grandmother's recipes again. JR's got to try to get his from his dad, and these are people that live across the country. It's not always easy to get these family recipes after someone's passed. So for me, I think that putting it all digital and utilizing technology makes it easier for everybody. And that's what made me start this channel in the first place, was a place for my kids to come and see my favorites and my family stuff. So that's why I started this segment, the series. And now that I've lectured you guys enough, I hope that you'll still stay with me. But the whole point is that this is all about making food with love, and I want I want JR to enjoy his mom's meals and be able to share them with other people that he wants to share them with, including my own kids. So with that being said, as you can see, I've been putting all the chicken and dredging it in the flour, coating it, and we are obviously going to be frying it. The recipe was not specific on what kind of oil to use, so I guess here's your freebie. You can use whatever kind of oil you'd like. Pretty sure Mom probably used vegetable oil, but I'm gonna go with olive oil. So we're gonna heat the oil up, and I've started my water for spaghetti. Now I'm having buttered spaghetti with mine, but JR wants white rice because that's how his mom made it. So I'm doing both. Like I said, I'm not deviating from her recipe whatsoever. I'm not adding or omitting. I'm not getting bougie. We are keeping it simple here. And I'm using the same kind of chicken that she specified to use, which is the chicken breast. So now we're gonna put it in the oil, and I'm just gonna cook it till it's pretty lightly browned. You don't want this to get too crispy because then sometimes these pieces have a tendency to get sort of hard, and the chicken will cook more in the sauce. So I think a light browning is good. And yes, I was very careful not to get my metal tongs scratching up my new pan. Don't worry about that. So I think that's the color that I want to go. I'm using 2 cameras, guys, can you tell? But guess which one's the better one? So now my chicken has been browned, as you can see. Maybe not, I don't know. I think that's good enough, because like I said, if it goes any darker than that, it's going to get tough. My water's going, so I'm ready to put in that pasta. I've got the white rice going on in the Instant Pot. So now I've removed the chicken from the pan, added a little bit more oil, and now I'm putting in all the vegetables except the garlic. I'll explain that in a minute. So I made the mushroom pieces really big at JR's request because he hates cooked mushrooms. He says it's easier to pick out if the pieces are bigger, but he did not want me to omit them because that would not be true to Mom's recipe. Now I'm adding the garlic because at the last minute, after the other vegetables are nice and tender, because if you let garlic cook too long, if it gets too golden, it'll be bitter. So I always add garlic at the very last minute. Plus I like my garlic a little undercooked for health reasons and taste. I just absolutely love garlic. So now I'm letting that saute, and I'm going to re-add my chicken. Guys, my allergies are like, seriously, spring is on X Games mode. I can't hang. And I take allergy medicine every night. So now I'm adding my tomato sauce, my stewed tomatoes, and oregano to taste is what the recipe said. Now I rub my oregano in between my hands. It releases the oil. It makes it more flavorful and fragrant. I'm gonna guesstimate that I used maybe half a teaspoon or tablespoon, maybe close to it. I don't know, but it's to taste. I know by sight. So you might want to experiment. If you like a lot, use a lot. If you like a little, use a little. Experiment at your own risk. So now we're going to let this simmer for about 25 minutes. 20-25 minutes. I'm going to cover it though for the majority of that time because tomato sauce likes to spit all over the place. So I'll probably take the lid off and put one of those screen lids on the last 10 minutes or so. Meanwhile, my spaghetti's done, so I've taken it, put it aside, added some butter to it, and I'm making leftover, like a lot of spaghetti because I'm going to be making another pasta dish. So with that, I ran it under cold water, and now I'm going to store it in the Tupperware. When I'm ready to reheat it, I'll just boil some water and then throw it in there for 45 seconds, and boom, spaghetti like you just made it fresh. So there's a little tip for you. And now we're ready to serve up the cacciatore. My lighting's a little weird here with the sun, but that's mine with the spaghetti. And like I said, JR wanted his with rice, so here's his with the rice. It smells so good. I made some fresh garlic bread, homemade garlic bread, and yes, I'm using the green cheese because that's what Moms did. Moms always had the craft. Don't judge. How's it smell, babe?
Smells like home. Mom would be proud.
Aw, yay.
Oh yeah. And eat your heart out, Jen.
Yeah. But happy birthday.
Uh-huh.
We're going to keep putting her recipes up online. So good. Does it taste just like hers?
Yes.
Sweet.
Oh my God.
See? That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
All right. Yay. Now I got to eat some. It smells delicious.